Welcome back to Central Colorado Ballistics. My name is Wally. Today we are taking a look at two legendary firearm platforms, chambered in the same iconic cartridge, the 44 Magnum. But we're also going to take it one step deeper. Again, let's review the 4 rules of firearm safety. Always treat a firearm as if it is loaded. Never point a firearm at anything you do not intend to destroy. Keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot. And always be sure of your target and what is beyond it. Now back to the topic. Like the Desert Eagle that has multiple configurations, so does the Smith Wesson 44 Magnum Revolver lineup. On one side we have the Smith Wesson Model 29 and stainless steel counterpart, the 629. On the other, the Desert Eagle Mark XIX in its standard configuration along with a lighter frame L5 and L6 variants. Same caliber, very different philosophies. Starting with the Smith & Wesson. The Model 29 is a revolver that helped define the 44 Magnum. Introduced in the mid-20th century, it was built from a blue carbon steel and represented peak revolver craftsmanship of its time. Later, the Smith & Wesson introduced the 629, essentially the same revolver but made from stainless steel. This added corrosion resistance and durability, especially for people who carried or used the revolver in harsher environments. Mechanically, the 29 and 629 are extremely similar. The difference is less about function and more about materials, maintenance, and aesthetics. Now compare that to the Desert Eagle. The Desert Eagle Mark XIX is the full-size steel frame version most people recognize. Massive, heavy, and engineered to handle Magnum cartridges using a gas-operated system more commonly seen in rifles. Later, Magnum research introduced the L5 and L6 variants. These use lighter frames and different barrel lengths to reduce overall weight and improve handling, while still retaining the Desert Eagle's core operating system. This gives us an important parallel. Both platforms offer a traditional, heavier configuration and a lighter, more modernized option. The 44 Magnum itself was never meant to be subtle. It was designed for serious work, hunting medium to large game, defense against dangerous animals, and delivering energy and penetration far beyond the typical service pistol cartridges. In the Model 29 and 629, the 44 Magnum operates exactly as intended. There's no concern about cycling or ammunition sensitivity. You can also run 44 Special for training or reduced recoil. In the Desert Eagle, especially in the Mark XIX versus the L5 and L6, the cartridge has to meet stricter requirements. The firearm relies on sufficient pressure to cycle the gas system and heavy slide. That means ammunition choice matters more, especially in the lighter L5 and L6 configurations where balance and recoil impulse feel different from the standard Mark XIX. The Smith & Wesson 29 and 629 offer a very consistent shooting experience across both models. The 29 is slightly lighter and has a classic balance, while the 629 stainless construction adds weight and durability. Recoil is sharp, honest, and predictable. The Desert Eagle Mark XIX is a different animal entirely. Its weight helps soak up the recoil, making the 44 Magnum feel surprisingly manageable for its power, but the sheer size demands deliberate handling. The L5 and L6 variants shift that experience. They reduce weight and bulk, making the pistol faster to present and easier to hold for some shooters, but with a bit more perceived recoil and muzzle movement compared to the standard Mark XIX. Again, we see a pattern. Heavier versions favor recoil control. Lighter versions favor handling and portability. The Model 29 became legendary through Dirty Harry, cementing the revolver's place in American culture as the ultimate symbol of handgun power. The 629 carried that legacy forward into the modern era, becoming the working revolver for people who want performance without worrying about rust or harsh conditions. The Desert Eagle built its reputation differently. Movies, television, video games turned the Mark XIX into a symbol of raw power and visual dominance. The L5 and L6 kept the identity but made it slightly more practical for the people who wanted the Desert Eagle experience without the full weight of the original. These firearms aren't just tools, they're statements. So what does all of this actually mean? When someone says they're looking for a mid-power Magnum handgun, what are they really after? Are they prioritizing reliability and simplicity like you would get in the Model 29 or 629? Or are they drawn to the innovation, uniqueness, like the Desert Eagle Mark XIX or the lighter L5 and L6 variants? Are they thinking about training regularly, about maintenance, about realism when it comes to everyday carry or practical use? Because while there are differences in price, weight, and capacity, those numbers don't matter if the firearm doesn't fit the shooter. At the end of the day, the question isn't revolver versus semi-auto. The question is this: when you choose a Magnum handgun, are you choosing reliability, shootability, and tradition? Or are you choosing engineering, presence, and experience? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you've shot or own any of these variants, I want to hear how they compare in the real world. And if you want a deeper video on the Model 29 versus the 629, or the Mark XIX versus the L5 and L6, let me know what you want to see next. Freedom secured, rights defended.